Have you ever wondered how much sleep you really need as you age? Is it the same as when you were young, or do your sleep patterns change with time? The truth is, sleep becomes a bit of a mystery in our later years. As we age, the hours we need and the quality of sleep we get can change dramatically. But how do you know if you're getting enough rest? How can you maintain a healthy sleep routine, especially when your body starts to shift its rhythm? In today's video, we'll explore the fascinating world of sleep in old age, why it's so important, and how to understand your changing sleep needs. We'll hear from wise seniors who've lived through these changes, sharing their personal stories and tips that help them navigate the challenges of sleep as they've aged. From 80-year-olds adjusting their sleep habits to those who found the secret to restful nights, their experiences will guide us in discovering what truly works. So if you've ever found yourself struggling with sleep as you age, stay tuned. There's plenty to learn from those who've been through it all. Lesson 1. The sleep shift in old age. Meet Mr. Harris, a spry 75-year-old with a lifetime of stories. In his younger years, he could sleep like a log, never waking up before the alarm sounded. But recently, something has changed. Mr. Harris now finds himself wide awake every morning by 4 a.m., staring at the ceiling. He tries to go back to sleep, but his body refuses to cooperate. Even though he's tired, he just can't seem to stay asleep past the early hours of the morning. It's frustrating, and he feels like his body is betraying him. What Mr. Harris is experiencing is something many older adults face: a shift in the body's internal clock, also known as the circadian rhythm. As we age, this rhythm tends to making us more likely to wake up earlier in the morning. It's as if the body's natural alarm clock gets reset. While it can be frustrating, it's actually a common part of aging. The internal clock starts to prioritize early rising and even earlier bedtimes, often leaving seniors feeling tired earlier in the evening. This shift can affect sleep duration as well. Mr. Harris used to get a solid 8 hours of sleep, but now, with his body insisting on waking up at 4 a.m., he's only getting around 6 or 7 hours. This shorter sleep cycle might leave him feeling groggy during the day, even though he's still getting a decent amount of rest. The body's natural rhythm is telling him it's time to wake up, but his mind isn't quite ready to accept the change. So why does this happen? One reason is the decrease in the production of melatonin, the hormone that regulates sleep. As we age, our melatonin levels drop, which can lead to changes in sleep patterns and entitlements. In addition, other factors such as changes in light exposure, stress, and even health conditions can further alter the timing of sleep. For Mr. Harris, it's not just about the hours of sleep. It's about adjusting to this new rhythm his body has developed. Though it can be a challenge, there are ways to adapt. Mr. Harris has learned to embrace the quiet hours of the morning, using the time to read, meditate, or enjoy a warm cup of tea. He's also adjusted his evening routine to wind down earlier, making it easier to fall asleep despite his earlier waking time. While it may take some time to get used to this shift, understanding and accepting this natural change in the body's rhythm can help seniors like Mr. Harris make the most of their new sleep schedule. Lesson 2. The recommended hours of sleep for seniors. Let me introduce you to Mrs. Garcia, an energetic 80-year-old who lives independently and enjoys a busy lifestyle. For years, she has followed a sleep routine that she swears by. 7 hours of sleep each night, no naps, no late nights, just a solid, uninterrupted block of sleep. And despite her age, Mrs. Garcia feels fantastic. She wakes up refreshed and ready to tackle her day with the energy of someone much younger. Her secret? A consistent sleep schedule and making sure she sticks to those 7 hours. No more, no less. You might be wondering, how much sleep do seniors really need? Well, the general recommendation for adults over the age of 65 is between 7 and 8 hours of sleep per night. This aligns with what Mrs. Garcia has found works best for her. While younger adults might thrive on 8 hours or more, seniors often find that their sleep needs can change. Some people might need slightly more sleep, while others function just fine with a bit less. It's all about finding that sweet spot where you feel rested and alert throughout the day. As we age, our sleep patterns and needs can change. Many seniors experience lighter, more fragmented sleep, and it can be harder to stay asleep for a full 8 hours. This doesn't mean that they need less sleep. It just means that they may need to be more intentional about their sleep habits to ensure they're getting the right amount of rest. For For Mrs. Garcia, she has learned to tune into her body's natural rhythm and understand that 7 hours of good sleep is what keeps her feeling her best. However, it's important to remember that these are just general guidelines. Not every senior will need the same amount of sleep. For example, some seniors with chronic health conditions such as heart disease or diabetes may require a bit more rest to support their recovery and overall well-being. On the other hand, some active seniors might feel rejuvenated with just 6 hours of sleep and are still able to perform daily tasks with energy and focus. The key is to listen to your body and adjust your sleep habits accordingly. While the amount of sleep is important, it's equally important to focus on the quality of sleep. Mrs. Garcia, for instance, finds that going to bed and waking up at the same time every day, avoiding heavy meals before bed, and keeping her room cool and dark all contribute to the restful sleep she gets. She doesn't just count hours. She also ensures that the sleep she does get is deep and uninterrupted. So whether you need 7 hours like Mrs. Garcia, or perhaps a little more, focusing on both the quantity and quality of sleep is the secret to feeling great in your golden years. Lesson 3. Quality versus quantity of sleep. Meet Mr. Jenkins, a lively 78-year-old who, for most of his life, swore by long nights of sleep. For years, he'd sleep a solid 10 hours, thinking that more sleep meant more rest. But something wasn't quite right. Despite the long hours spent in bed, Mr. Jenkins started waking up feeling exhausted, as if he hadn't slept at all. His energy was low, and he couldn't understand why he was still tired after all those hours of sleep. That's when he realized he wasn't focusing on the quality of his sleep. This realization led Mr. Jenkins to explore the difference between sleep quantity and sleep quality. You see, sleep isn't just about how many hours you spend in bed, it's about how restful that sleep is. The key to feeling refreshed lies in the deep sleep stages, particularly the slow wave sleep, where the body and mind rejuvenate the most. Even if you get 10 hours of sleep, if those hours are filled with frequent awakenings or light sleep, you might not be getting the restorative rest you need. Mr. Jenkins's experience teaches us that it's not the number of hours, but the depth of those hours that matters. As we age, our bodies naturally experience lighter sleep, and we may find ourselves waking up more frequently throughout the night. While this is a normal part of aging, it can affect the quality of our rest. The deep sleep stages, which are the most rejuvenating, tend to become shorter as we get older. This is why Mr. Jenkins could sleep for long stretches but still wake up feeling tired. He wasn't spending enough time in the deep sleep phases that are crucial for restoring energy and mental clarity. To improve the quality of his sleep, Mr. Jenkins began making a few changes. First, he focused on creating a sleep-friendly environment. He made his bedroom darker, quieter, and cooler, ensuring there were fewer distractions that could interrupt his sleep. He also started winding down earlier in the evening, avoiding electronics and caffeine, which can interfere with deep sleep. By focusing on improving the quality of his rest, Mr. Jenkins soon found that he could get by on 7 to 8 hours of sleep instead of 10 hours, and wake up feeling far more refreshed. So while the number of hours you sleep is important, don't forget that the quality of that sleep is equally crucial. Deep sleep allows the body to repair and recharge, so it's not just about lying down for a long time. You need to make sure your sleep is undisturbed and that you're spending enough time in the restorative stages of rest. Mr. Jenkins learned this the hard way, and now he's feeling better than ever, knowing that the key to a good night's sleep is all about quality, not quantity. Lesson 4. The impact of all of health conditions on sleep. Let me tell you about Mrs. Thompson, a bright 82-year-old who has always been active and independent. For most of her life, she enjoyed peaceful nights of uninterrupted sleep. However, a few years ago, she developed arthritis, and it completely changed her sleep routine. The pain in her joints makes it difficult for her to get comfortable, and as a result, her sleep is often interrupted multiple times throughout the night. She tosses and turns, trying to find a position that eases the discomfort, but it's never quite enough to get a full, restful night's sleep. Mrs. Thompson's story is one that many older adults can relate to, as certain health conditions can significantly impact both the quality and quantity of sleep. As we age, various health conditions can start to take a toll on our sleep patterns. In Mrs. Thompson's case, arthritis causes pain and stiffness in her joints, making it hard for her to find a comfortable sleeping position. This isn't uncommon for older adults. Conditions like arthritis, heart disease, and sleep apnea can all interfere with sleep, leading to frequent wakefulness or trouble falling asleep in the first place. For seniors dealing with chronic pain or health issues, a good night's sleep can feel like a distant dream. The discomfort often forces them to wake up throughout the night, preventing the deep, restorative sleep their bodies need. In addition to arthritis, other common health conditions such as heart disease and sleep apnea can contribute to sleep disruptions. For instance, sleep apnea, a condition where the airway becomes blocked during sleep, can cause people to wake up gasping for air multiple times throughout the night, preventing them from reaching the deeper stages of sleep. This fragmented sleep can leave them feeling exhausted the next day. Similarly, heart disease can cause shortness of breath and discomfort, making it difficult for seniors to relax and sleep soundly. These health conditions not only shorten sleep duration, but can also diminish the quality of sleep, leaving seniors like Mrs. Thompson feeling less rested, even after spending a long time in bed. Fortunately, there are ways to manage the impact of these conditions on sleep. Mrs. Thompson, for example, has learned to manage her arthritis pain with medication and gentle stretches before bed. She also uses a special pillow to support her joints and finds that elevating her legs helps reduce discomfort while she sleeps. Additionally, she has started a bedtime routine that promotes relaxation, such as taking a warm bath and reading to help her wind down before sleep. For those with sleep apnea, using a CPAP machine to keep the airway open can significantly improve sleep quality. For heart disease, managing symptoms through medication, lifestyle changes, and a consistent sleep routine can help improve rest. If you're dealing with health issues like arthritis, heart disease, or sleep apnea, it's important to talk to your doctor about how these conditions may be affecting your sleep. With the right treatment plan and sleep hygiene adjustments, many older adults can improve their sleep quality, even when managing chronic conditions. Mrs. Thompson's story shows that while health challenges can affect sleep, it's possible to find ways to adapt and still get the rest your body needs to stay healthy and energized. Lesson 5. The role of napping. Let me introduce you to Mr. Lee, a vibrant 79-year-old who has found the perfect way to recharge his energy levels during the day. Every afternoon, without fail, he takes a short nap, usually around 20 to 30 minutes. It's not a long, deep sleep, but just enough to give him the refreshment he needs to continue with his day. Mr. Lee swears by this afternoon ritual, claiming it makes all the difference in how he feels energized and alert for the rest of the day. For him, the nap is a vital part of maintaining his energy and staying active, proving that a short rest can be just what the body needs. Napping isn't just a luxury for seniors. It can be a necessary way to complement the sleep they get at night. As we get older, our nighttime sleep tends to be shorter and more fragmented, leaving many seniors feeling tired by midday. This is where naps come in. A brief nap, like Mr. Lee's, can help compensate for that lost sleep and provide a boost in alertness and energy. The key is keeping it short, usually between 20 to 30 minutes. This short duration prevents you from entering deep sleep, which can leave you feeling groggy if you wake up mid-sleep cycle. Instead, you wake up feeling refreshed and ready to continue with your activities. For seniors, napping can offer a range of benefits, such as improving mood, enhancing memory, and boosting cognitive function, especially if you're getting less restorative sleep at night. Short naps help your body and mind recharge, allowing you to maintain a high level of performance throughout the day. Mr. Lee, for instance, has noticed that his afternoon naps help him stay sharp and more engaged with his family and hobbies. Without that brief pause in the day, he might find himself feeling sluggish or struggling to concentrate later in the afternoon. However, it's important to be mindful of when and how long you nap. While napping can be an excellent way to refresh, taking naps that are too long or too late in the day can interfere with your nighttime sleep. For example, napping for an hour or more, especially in the late afternoon or evening, can make it harder to fall asleep at night. Mr. Lee has found that by keeping his naps short and early, usually around noon or early afternoon, he avoids this issue and sleeps soundly at night. This routine keeps him balanced, making his sleep schedule work in his favor rather than disrupting it. If you're considering incorporating naps into your routine, remember that it's all about finding a balance. A brief, well-timed nap can provide significant benefits, especially for seniors who may not get as much quality sleep during the night. Just like Mr. Lee, who uses his daily 20 to 30-minute naps as a tool for staying active and alert, many seniors can find that short, regular naps are a great way to enhance overall well-being and improve energy levels throughout the day. Lesson 6. The importance of a consistent sleep schedule. Let me tell you about Mrs. Walker, a wise and independent 76-year-old who made one simple change that transformed her sleep. For years, she struggled with falling asleep and staying asleep, especially after her retirement. Her days seemed to blur together, and she would often stay up later than intended, feeling restless and unable to wind down. That's when she decided to create a consistent bedtime routine, something she could rely on each night. Every evening, she now sets aside time to read a book before bed, a calming ritual that signals to her body that it's time to sleep. This routine has helped her regulate her sleep cycle, and now she consistently enjoys a full night of restful sleep. Mrs. Walker's story highlights the power of a consistent sleep schedule. The body has an internal clock known as the circadian, which regulates our sleep-wake cycles. This rhythm thrives on regularity. When we go to bed and wake up at the same time each day, our body knows exactly when it's time to rest and when it's time to be alert. Disruptions to this routine, like staying up late or waking up at irregular times, can confuse the circadian rhythm, making it harder to fall asleep, stay asleep, or feel fully rested. Mrs. Walker's decision to stick to a consistent bedtime and wake-up time has helped her realign her internal clock, ensuring she gets the sleep she needs each night. Sticking to a regular sleep schedule is especially important as we age. Many seniors experience changes in their sleep patterns, including waking up more frequently during the night or waking up earlier in the morning. By maintaining a consistent sleep schedule, you can help manage these changes and minimize disruptions to your rest. Mrs. Walker's routine not only made her sleep more predictable, but also helped her avoid the frustration of tossing and turning. A set bedtime gives her mind and body a cue to start winding down, making it easier to relax and fall asleep. In addition to better sleep, a consistent schedule also reduces the risk of developing sleep disorders. Irregular sleep patterns can contribute to issues like insomnia, or even exacerbate existing conditions like sleep apnea. Mrs. Walker found that by following a regular bedtime routine, she not only slept more soundly, but also felt more energized during the day. This improved her overall well-being and helped her stay active and engaged in the activities she loves. She encourages others to stick to a sleep schedule, emphasizing that it's one of the simplest and most effective ways to improve both the quality and quantity of sleep. If you're struggling with sleep, try to develop your own routine, just like Mrs. Walker. A consistent sleep schedule, along with calming pre-sleep rituals, can be a game changer. Whether it's reading, light stretching, or listening to soothing music, finding what works for you and sticking to it each night can make a world of difference. By prioritizing consistency, you're not only enhancing your sleep quality, but also supporting your health and well-being as you age. Lesson 7. Sleep and cognitive health. Let me introduce you to Mr. Sanchez, an energetic 80-year-old who loves spending time with his grandchildren and reading the newspaper. Terribly. As he aged, he started to notice a troubling change. His memory wasn't as sharp as it used to be, especially on days when he hadn't gotten enough sleep. Little things like forgetting where he left his glasses or not recalling a conversation from earlier in the day started happening more often. At first, he thought it was just a normal part of aging. However, after some reflection, he realized that these memory lapses occurred more frequently when he didn't prioritize his sleep. So Mr. Sanchez decided to make sleep a top priority in his daily routine, and he soon noticed a significant improvement in his memory and mental clarity. His story is a powerful reminder of just how closely sleep and cognitive health are connected. Sleep plays a crucial role in maintaining cognitive function as we age. During sleep, the brain works to consolidate memories, process information, and clear out toxins that build up during the day. When seniors don't get enough rest, it can interfere with these processes, leading to forgetfulness, difficulty concentrating, and even mood changes. Mr. Sanchez's experience is not unique. Many older adults notice that their mental clarity and ability to remember things improve once they establish a consistent sleep routine. This is why ensuring adequate rest is essential for maintaining mental sharpness and a positive mood as we age. In addition to memory, sleep directly affects other aspects of cognitive function, such as learning and problem solving. During the deeper stages of sleep, the brain forms connections that help us process and retain new information. Seniors who don't get enough sleep may find it harder to learn new things or stay focused on tasks throughout the day. Furthermore, sleep deprivation has been linked to mood changes, including increased irritability and a greater risk of depression. By prioritizing sleep, seniors can improve their ability to learn, stay focused, and manage their emotions, all of which contribute to better overall cognitive health. For Mr. Sanchez, making sleep a priority has been transformative. He now ensures that he sticks to a regular sleep schedule and avoids late-night activities that might disrupt his rest. He also creates a calming pre-sleep routine that includes light reading and avoiding screen time, which helps him wind down. Since making these changes, he feels mentally sharper and more engaged in conversations with his family. More importantly, his improved sleep quality has helped him feel happier and more emotionally balanced. He encourages other seniors to do the same, get enough sleep, and make it a priority in your life. If you're noticing changes in your memory or mental clarity, consider evaluating your sleep habits. Sleep is not only essential for physical health, but also for cognitive well-being. By prioritizing rest, creating a consistent sleep schedule, and ensuring you're getting enough sleep each night, you can help protect your memory, boost your focus, and maintain a positive mood. Just like Mr. Sanchez, who feels more mentally alert and emotionally balanced after making sleep a priority, you too can experience the profound benefits of good sleep. Lesson 8. How diet and exercise impact sleep. Let me introduce you to Mrs. Simmons, a vibrant 77-year-old who loves spending time in her garden and staying active. However, for years, she struggled with restless nights. She often woke up multiple times during the night, feeling uncomfortable and unable to get back to sleep. After discussing her sleep issues with her doctor, Mrs. Simmons learned that heavy meals late in the evening and a lack of physical activity were contributing to her restless nights. Determined to make a change, Mrs. Simmons adjusted her habits. She started avoiding large, rich meals before bed, opting instead for lighter, more easily digestible options. She also began taking short evening walks after dinner. These simple changes made a world of difference. Her sleep quality improved, and she woke up feeling refreshed and energized. Mrs. Simmons' story is a great example of how diet and exercise can have a profound impact on sleep. The connection between diet and sleep is well documented, especially for seniors. Eating large or rich meals too close to bedtime can cause discomfort, indigestion, or acid reflux, all of which can interfere with sleep. Mrs. Simmons found that by sticking to lighter, healthier meals in the evening, she could avoid these issues. Additionally, certain foods can help promote better sleep. Foods rich in magnesium or melatonin, such as nuts, seeds, and turkey, are great options. On the other hand, heavy or spicy foods can keep you awake by triggering digestive discomfort, so it's important to be mindful of what and when you eat before bed. In addition to diet, caffeine and alcohol can also disrupt sleep, especially for older adults. Caffeine, found in coffee, tea, and chocolate, is a stimulant that can stay in your system for hours, making it harder to fall asleep or stay asleep. Mrs. Simmons used to enjoy a cup of coffee in the afternoon, but she noticed it affected her ability to sleep through the night. After cutting back on her afternoon caffeine intake, she found that she was able to fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. Similarly, while alcohol might initially make you feel relaxed, it can actually disrupt your sleep cycle, leading to more wakefulness during the night. Mrs. Simmons learned that limiting alcohol consumption before bed helped her sleep more soundly. Exercise also plays a vital role in promoting better sleep. Regular physical activity helps regulate your sleep-wake cycle, making it easier to fall asleep and stay asleep. Mrs. Simmons' evening walks, which she incorporated into her routine, helped her expend excess energy and significantly improved her sleep quality. However, timing is important. While exercise is beneficial, vigorous activity too close to bedtime can have the opposite effect, making it harder to wind down. Light exercise, like a gentle walk or stretching, is ideal for promoting relaxation before bed. If you're struggling with sleep like Mrs. Simmons, consider taking a closer look at your diet and exercise routine. By adjusting your evening meals, avoiding caffeine and alcohol late in the day, and incorporating light physical activity into your routine, you can greatly improve your sleep quality. A healthy lifestyle is key to maintaining restful sleep and overall well-being, especially as we age. Mrs. Simmons' experience is a powerful reminder that simple changes can lead to big improvements in sleep. Lesson 9. When to seek help for sleep issues. Let me introduce you to Mr. Patel, an 84-year-old gentleman who once enjoyed restful nights, but began struggling with insomnia for several months. At first he thought it was just a temporary issue that would resolve on its own. However, the sleepless nights continued, leaving him feeling exhausted, irritable, and unable to enjoy his daytime activities. He started noticing other symptoms too. His partner mentioned that he sometimes stopped breathing during the night, and he woke up feeling as though he hadn't slept at all. After weeks of suffering, Mr. Patel decided it was time to seek help. When he consulted his doctor, he was diagnosed with sleep apnea, a condition that causes brief interruptions in breathing during sleep. With the right treatment plan, which included using a CPAP machine, Mr. Patel was able to get his sleep back on track and felt better than he had in months. Mr. Patel's story highlights the importance of seeking professional help when sleep problems persist. Occasional sleepless nights or disruptions in sleep patterns are normal, but if your sleep problems persist for weeks or months, it may be time to get medical advice. When should you seek help for sleep problems? Chronic insomnia, defined as difficulty falling or staying asleep at least 3 times per week for more than a month, chronic insomnia can have a significant impact on your health. It can affect everything from your mood and cognitive function to your immune system. If you experience persistent sleep problems, a healthcare provider can help identify underlying causes and offer treatment options to improve your sleep. Sleep apnea, a condition where breathing stops and starts repeatedly during sleep, leading to poor rest and daytime fatigue. Symptoms of sleep apnea include loud snoring, choking, or gasping for air during sleep, and feeling tired even after a full night's rest. If you or a loved one notices these signs, it's important to talk to a doctor. Sleep apnea can be managed effectively with treatments like a CPAP machine, which can significantly improve sleep quality and overall health. Other sleep disorders. Conditions such as REM sleep behavior disorder or restless leg syndrome can also disrupt your sleep. If you experience frequent nightmares, unusual movements, or restless legs during the night, it's important to consult a doctor. These disorders can be diagnosed through tests like a sleep study and managed with appropriate treatments. Mr. Patel's decision to consult a doctor made all the difference in his quality of life. If you find that your sleep problems are interfering with your daily functioning or well-being, don't hesitate to reach out for help. Whether it's chronic insomnia, sleep apnea, or another sleep disorder, seeking professional advice is the first step toward getting the restful sleep you deserve. Your health and happiness are worth it. As we've learned today, sleep plays a crucial role in our health and well-being, especially as we age. From understanding the natural changes in our sleep patterns to knowing when to seek help, there's so much we can do to improve our rest. Remember, if you're struggling with sleep, it's never too late to make changes or get professional advice. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a comment below and let us know. Do you agree with the 9 key lessons, or do you have a different perspective? Comment with a 9 if this video helped you, or a 0 if you want more sleep tips. Until next time, take care and sleep well.